Good morning, everybody, man. Welcome, man. Keys Boxing Gym Talk, man. I'm your host, K Rob 216. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning, man. Beautiful morning, man. Obviously, we're here to talk about what happened last night. Uh, Spence versus Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu won a unanimous decision, comfortable decision. Before we get into that, though, could you guys like and subscribe? Please like and subscribe. Yeah, man. So two things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about what happened in the fight, and we're gonna talk about Spence's resume. Is he Hall of Fame worthy? Um, the fight, I predicted last night, that Spence was gonna win, maybe even stop him. I thought that Tszyu had the perfect style for him. Uh, because he's just offensively minded at all times, walking forward. Uh, but it turned out the other way, though, the opposite. Tim Tszyu had a good game plan. I don't know if him and his trainer knew that him coming up and him being inactive, he wasn't going to be able to handle the pressure. Tim Tszyu had a lot of effective pressuring him, tagging him with punches and stuff like that. About the fourth round, that's when I seen that Spence didn't have it no more. And, if Tim Tszyu would have pressed the action a little bit more, he probably could have even got a stoppage or something like that. I just seen after the fourth round that Spence didn't have it no more. His reflexes wasn't the same, his counters wasn't the same. Tim Tszyu was just walking him down the whole time, so his power wasn't there anymore. He couldn't hurt Tim Tszyu, and Tim Tszyu is, I consider Tim Tszyu to be a sturdy fighter. He could have been stopped, but there was nothing that, like I said, Earl Spence could not do anything. He couldn't hit him fast enough with some punches that he couldn't see coming, that Tszyu to see coming, to stop him. And I take my hat off to Tszyu. Tszyu is back in the mix now, man. Since his loss to Fendor, he's fought 3 times. He's been fighting on a regular basis. I knew that was going to be a factor in there with Spence being off for 3 years. Like I said, he fought 2 undefeated fighters. And with undefeated fighters, you never know who you're going to fight. You could be fighting somebody that just fought bums all their life, or this undefeated fighter could be the next Roy Jones or whatever. So Tim Tszyu did what he had to do, and then to put Spence on his record, I think that puts him back in the top 10. I think that gives him a confidence boost, and so, man, it was a decent fight last night, man. So take my hat off to Tim Tszyu, man. I hope he becomes champion again for real. He deserves it, because he's a dog. He fights anybody. He's not scared of anybody. But the 154-pound division is stacked right now, so it's going to be an obstacle, but it can happen. Like I said, after this fight, Tszyu can, I don't know. If I was him, I would take like a little 6-month break, give his body a rest, man. That's the thing about Tim Tszyu. He likes to come, and even after he loses, if a promoter gives him a fight the week after his knockout loss, he's going to fight again. That's just what type of heart that he has, man. He has a lot of heart. So, yeah, man, maybe a title shot against Josh Kelly or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But this win over Spence, though, definitely rises his stock. I'm pretty sure that his team, that phone is going to be ringing pretty soon about, a title opportunity or a big money opportunity with Spence. Spence announced his retirement last night, man. It was a bittersweet sweet moment, man, because I've been watching him fight for a long time. Seen him fight when he was first fighting on PBC, when PBC was the real deal, was putting fights on TV for free. I can't think of who the first person I fought, but I knew he had talent, though, man. I started taking him serious when he took on Chris Algieri. You know, he was just doing this thing. He stopped him. He did something that Manny Pacquiao couldn't do, and that's what had me, had my attention towards him, man. So we're gonna talk about, is he a Hall of Famer, man? I'm going to say yes, he is. He may not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He could be, maybe not. I don't know. But I say this, for the people that saying that he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, if there are any people that's going to say that, we have to look at factors of his career being better than fighters that are already in the Hall of Fame, like a Toro Gotti or a Triple G. His career is better than those guys. Like I said, it takes a lot of guts to go out there and go across the street. In Europe, taking on Kell Brooks, stopping him on his home turf. Getting rid of Lamont Peterson after like 6 or 7 rounds or something like that. His unification with Sean Porter, a Fight of the Year candidate. He by that, he got a split decision, but he got the victory nevertheless. Uh, the car accident slowed him down. He was out for about a year and a half, 2 years or something like that, man. He got right back into title contention. Well, he was already a champion. He was an IBF champion and WBC champion. He was an IBF champion from Kell Brook. Then he took the WBC championship from Sean Porter. But it took all that time off and then fought Danny Garcia. I was worried about that left hook landing all night and stuff like that. And Errol Spence went out there and he did what he had to do. And then, his last win against Ugas, very spirited effort that made him a 3-belt champion in the welterweight division. He got rocked a couple times in the beginning, but then he started his relentlessness with his pressure and his body punching and stuff like that started to take over. It messed up Ugas' eye. Ugas has never been the same again since that fight, man. Like I said, man, yes, yeah, he's definitely got a Hall of Fame career. He was in the pound-for-pound rankings for a long time, especially after he beat Mikey Garcia. I forgot to mention that 40-year-old Mikey Garcia, 40-0 Mikey Garcia. Even though, he gets criticized from the hardcore boxing fans because of Mikey Garcia moving up 2 weight classes. But Mikey Garcia made that call, though. He made that call. He called out Errol Spence first. And so why wouldn't Errol Spence put another Hall of Famer's name, a future Hall of Famer, I might add. I don't know why Mikey Garcia is not in the Hall of Fame yet, that I might add. He's a 4-weight world champion. Only lost 1 time and fought some of the best. But anyways, though, Spence dominated him. He dominated him, man. And, if it wasn't for the car accident and the inactivity, I think he could have went further, It's just the inactivity. I'm not saying that, if he wasn't never in the car accident, I still don't think he would have beat Bud Crawford. But nonetheless, though, man, that's a Hall of Fame career. He might not be in there in his first 3 years. You have to be eligible for Hall of Fame. It used to be 5 years. You have to be retired for 5 years before you're eligible. But now it's 3 years now. So the 3 years, I don't know. We'll just see who comes up, who's next in the rotation or whatever like that. But I definitely think he has a seat in the Hall of Fame, though. Sean Porter, Northeast Ohio's own, he was in talks to being in the Hall of Fame, and I hate to admit it, because that's Sean Porter's from my hometown, but he had the better career. Spence, I'm adding that he had a better career than Porter. So I hope to see him in the Hall of Fame. Errol Spence, bro. It's like I said, it was a bittersweet moment. You said it yourself. You got money coming in. You got family and stuff like that. You're going to focus on that, man. Congratulations, man, on your retirement, man. You had a great career, man. And you will be missed in the boxing world. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe. I know I got more to talk about. We got with the undercards, what happened to Anthony Joshua undercard, with Shiraz and a few more fighters and stuff like that. Josh Kelly, want to talk about all that, man. So like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.